Hi Sequels friends! Today we are doing an update recap. One of my favorite videos to create. If you don't know, an update recap is when I provide you with an update on a previous unboxing that I've done on this channel. If you've watched me for any sort of time, you know I've referenced this box several times and I am finally here to do an update. It is on the Jomar Viscose Girl Sweater Weather box. So if you want to know if getting a vintage Jomar box is worth the money, then just keep on watching. Hi Sequels friends, welcome back to my channel. It is fabulous to have you here. If you're new, my name's Heather and I am a reseller part-time across various platforms, and I like to document my journey via this YouTube channel. Yes, it is, do not be fooled, it is 30 to 40 degrees outside here in Asheville, North Carolina. I don't care. I am in denial. And I have cranked up the heat and I had to put on this big, gorgeous, oh my God, I totally like your puffy sleeve dress that I just thrifted. And it is Target, that Christopher Rogers collab for Target. So I am totally loving it. Dopamine, colorful dressing in this dreary winter time period. And it is actually in my big ass size. I don't know if it's practical for me to keep this in any way. I do have it listed right now. I did price it up because it fits me and I love it. But if you love it more for that price, come and get it. If not, you may see me sporting this during springtime around Asheville. So let's get into it. The original video where I did the unboxing, I have linked above and I will link it below as well. So feel free to pop on over there if you didn't get to see the original unboxing, and then come back over here for the recap. Just as a reminder, this is the Jomar Wholesale Vintage Box, and it was the vintage box called the Viscose Aesthetic Vintage Sweater Weather Box. It is supposed to include 20 pieces. The cost of the box is $120. I had a 10% off coupon for $108. You can find them all over the place. Just do a quick Google search. I ended up paying $8.50 for shipping and handling. So all in on these 20 pieces, I am at $116.50. Now, just as a reminder, I ended up doing just 19 of the 20 pieces because 2 of the pieces I put together as a set, as they were a matching pant and jacket. Overall, I got a couple of men's jackets, a man's top, 6 sweaters, 8 jackets, 1 dress, and 1 skirt. The average sale price, based on my gross projections, which we'll get to in a second, came to $60.84, which I am loving. Anything that can jack my average sale price up, I love, love, love. I'm a part-time reseller, and the higher out the door I can get it, the less effort I have to put into it, the less items I have to list, the less shit I gotta ship, and the more money I make. That is the business model I am going after, or I'm shooting for. Because I'm not always there by any means. I just now barely have my average sale price over 20 bucks. So, but that's my motivational goals. In that video, I mentioned the gross projections. Just as a reminder, my gross projections are just always based on what comps are at the time that I pulled the comps. So at the end of April, gross projections for this box ended up coming at $1,156 to $1,736. What? For 19 pieces? Insanity. I do believe I even said in that video, that is insane. Even if I did only the low end of that at the $11.56, and then I accounted for 20% off for my platform fees, and I accounted for $116.50 out for the cost of goods, that I would estimate that my projections net wise may come in at about $625. So while those gross projections look humongous, I wanted to be very realistic that I may only hit the bottom end of them, and then be realistic about what the net would come in at. Again, even if the net came in at $625, that's like 6 times return on my investment. So still nothing to be disappointed about. So here we are, 9 months later. Let's talk about what has sold thus far. So far, I have sold 20, nope, because I can't read. So far, I have sold 12 out of the 19 items. And so far, I have grossed $751.54. Remember, that's gross. Of that gross number, I have actually netted, put into my bank account, $496.49. So I've sold through just 12 of the items. I still have 7 more to sell, and I've already made about 500 bucks. When before I said at my low, I would hope to make 625. So I am definitely headed in the right direction for 9 months out. Overall, that's working out to a 66% ROI, loving that. And my average net price, not average sale price, average net price came in at $41.37, which is about double what I do on average. I'm telling you guys, if I don't preach it enough how much I am turning into a vintage seller, here's more proof as to why I keep leaning in that direction. As for these unboxing recaps, I love to share with you not only how much money I've made once I've sold over 50% of the box, as I just did, but I also like to give you some more projections, gross and net, based on the remaining items I still have yet to sell. And in this case, I still have 7 items left to sell. Those 7 items currently are still at around the same price that I listed them for. I did tweak a couple of the sweaters and bring them down a little bit. I think I dropped a couple down from $69 to $49 just because it seems more in line of what I'm getting for vintage sweaters. But overall, the projections are relatively the same as they originally were. Of the remaining 7 items, I have potential gross projections of $543 to $788. That is because I still have 2 leather jackets left, which are retailed for a pretty significant amount. So that is why those remaining 7 are so high. Now, if those remaining 7, I end up getting the same return on my investment as I did on the first 12, then I'll stand to reason that I will get 66% of what I sell it for, I will put in my pocket. So that means I have the potential net of another $359 to $520. So as I do, we add that $359 to $520 to the original about $500 that I've already sold, and we get a potential net total on this box of $856 to $1,017. What the hell? On, again, just as a reminder, that is on a $116.50 investment. That is insane. The potential to make 8 to 10 times the original investment. So let's say the remaining 7 items are a total suckfest and we have to mark them all down after a year to 55% off. That means that the remaining 7 items would have a gross potential of $755. That's 55 off that $788 high range. Let's say we still get our standard return of investment as we did on the other things of 66%. That means we would have the potential to net, if we clearanced all of the rest of the items, another $234. So if you add that $234 to the $500 we already made, you get about $731, which would be the total put in my bank net profit on this box. That would be I think it's a little under a 7 times return on my investment. I am telling you guys, I am so in love with this box. I don't know when they put more of them up, but you know, if I could find any more, I will definitely be getting them. Let's go over real quick what the top sellers that netted me more than $20 made. And again, of the 12 items that sold, 10 of them netted me over $20, which makes freaking sense because my average sale price was over $40. So we have the vintage 90s, like grungy style Gap jean jacket. I listed it for $49. It sold for $49 on Etsy, and I netted $28.79. Vintage Leanne Barnes leather cardigan sweater. Love this sweater. I ended up selling it on Etsy as well for $39. I do offer free shipping over there on that platform, and I ended up netting $23.43. I'll show you a really cute picture that the seller posted in the review along with her review, because she is wearing the hell out of that sweater. That looks good. The vintage 50s yellow plaid boucle jacket. I ended up selling this one on eBay. I had it listed for $69, but we came to an agreement for $61.99 all in. Love this overseas. If you don't have your global shipping program on, turn it on. I'm selling a decent amount overseas. And I ended up netting $38.30 on that one. This vintage rare Jolly Jumbuck, I sold this one on Poshmark, had it listed for $69. They bought it for $69 and I made $49.07. This wool fisherman sweater, sold it on Poshmark, took an offer of $40, which was pretty much the low that I had on that sweater, and ended up netting $25.87. This Woolmark 100% wool pleated skirt, I knew that this one would go. I figured that it would go a little bit faster than it did, but it was a smaller size. Listed it for $49, took an offer on Poshmark for $39, and netted $25.07. Love this rare Christine Phillip sweater with all the gaudy, gorgeous 80s goodness. I ended up selling this one on eBay. Again, I took an offer because it did have some damage to it, and I took an offer of $48.99 all in and ended up netting $28.41. This 90s Laurel Escada, you just saw it in my January sales video because it just sold, and that one sold on Etsy. I had it listed for $99. It sold for $99. Again, I offer free shipping on Etsy, and I ended up netting $69.18. I am so blind I can barely read it. I'm like, why won't it let me zoom in? There we go. Now I'm on the last one. I figure out how to zoom. And then last up, again, another one that you just saw in my January sales video. This gorgeous 1970s vintage leather full-length coat. Kind of like a trench coat, which everybody says is trending right now, and I am actually seeing a little bit of a pickup on them. It's been slow going. They said they've been trending for a while, but the past month or two is the only time I've seen any of them sell. I ended up selling this one on eBay, full asking price of $99, and ended up netting $69.18.
Now you know I went ahead and missed one because my blind ass knows better than to try to read an iPad without having my glasses on. This 80s vintage Ralph Lauren collection plaid wool blazer. It is the purple label, definitely a label to be on the lookout for if you're sourcing it, if you see it in the wild. I had it listed for $149, and on the very rare occasion somebody on Etsy actually offered me a little bit lower price and I accepted it. All in with tax they were at $126.35, and I ended up netting a solid $100.72. I'm telling you, you see that purple label out there, you nab it.
As I said, I have multiple items that are left over $100. That leather jacket, if you watch the original video, men's 60s leather jacket, sold and returned back to me, but they told me they were worried it wouldn't fit, so I anticipated that. And then the gorgeous cachet purple suit sold and was returned back to me. So they have the potential to sell, but they just need to sell again. I have another leather jacket, and there's one other, like a big Muppety, kind of like a teddy bear jacket. All of those are over $100. I would love to see those sell in the next month or so while the cold weather's still here, but I'm never totally seasonal in my shop. I understand that people are traveling, or depending on where you are in the country, or depending on if you're overseas, like I said, with how many people are buying through that global shipping program. Lord knows when some of these things will sell. It may be the dead of August for me, and it may be the dead of winter for them. So we'll just wait and see. But I can't tell you enough about how much I love this box. I think it worked out fabulous. And I was really excited to unbox this box because there were so many great things in it. And I'm even more excited to see how much money it has made and the potential it still has to make. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? What was your favorite item that sold? Are you shocked that a Jomar box, especially in vintage, made this much money? And have you tried this box? Let me know in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys, and I love to hear about your experiences. Sometimes our experiences aren't the same as resellers, and I think it's really worthwhile to hear what works for everybody. So feel free to share below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As per usual, I will be back with you next Friday for some more reselling content. You guys have a fantabulous weekend and a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Was the vintage box called the Viscose Aesthetic Vintage Sweater Weather Box. Sweater weather box. Sweater weather. I can't say sweater weather without saying sweater weather. It is the viscose. This box does. It does not look like last few times that I've looked that this box is available anymore.